Hello, and welcome back to Astro Codex's channel. Many DragonFable players ask the question, what's the fastest way to level up? In this mini guide, we'll cover the best experience or EXP farming spots in DragonFable. Before we start on different spots, let's talk about some general tips for leveling up faster. Normally, each guest in your party reduces the amount of EXP and gold you get by 10%. However, Charisma increases the amount of gold you get by 0.75% per point of Charisma for each guest you have. This means that while you'd normally get 20% less EXP by bringing 2 guests, if you have 200 Charisma, you'd instead gain 10% more EXP than without any guests. Keep in mind that Charisma does not let you break the EXP caps on quests. The second tip is that you can buy X boosts for Dragon Coins. Each X boost increases the EXP and gold you get by 10%. Note that X boosts don't let you break the EXP caps on quests, and so don't actually speed up EXP grinding much from dedicated EXP grind spots. So I wouldn't recommend them unless you have a lot of DCs. However, if you do have a lot of spare DCs, you can buy X boosts to greatly increase your EXP gains from ordinary questing and skip most of the grind to level 90. Before getting into the 2 dedicated EXP grind spots, I recommend completing DragonFable's story quests. Not only is the story pretty good, but story quests give a decent amount of EXP while locking many useful items. Most players also find doing a variety of story quests far more interesting than doing the same quest over and over again. After finishing the main story, I'd also recommend killing 2 birds with 1 stone by grinding for various useful endgame items before you max out your level. Check the links in the descriptions for examples. Not only does this break up the monotony, it means that the EXP you gain while farming for items does not end up wasted. The classic DragonFable EXP farm is Voltabolt's Challenge, available from Ash in either Book 1 or Book 3 Falcon Reach. The quest consists of fighting a single large robot elemental with -100 energy resist. By pressing the Don't Ever Press button during the quest, you're able to toggle the robot enemies to extreme mode, which makes them drop 5 times the normal amount of EXP, while gaining only about 20% additional health. Needless to say, you should always press this button. Keep in mind that the quest has a relatively low EXP cap of 15,000 EXP. As the extreme robots give so much EXP, you'll hit this cap by level 69, even without X boosts or charisma boosted guests. That being said, by using a class like Chaos Weaver or Rage Dragon Lord that can kill the robots in a single turn cycle with a powerful turn 1 nuke, you can easily get over 3 million EXP an hour. As the enemies are elementals with -100 energy resist, you should definitely use an energy weapon and slot the Sun God Scythe or an Excellence Defender weapon for additional damage if you have them. If you can't kill the driller in a single turn cycle, even if you max out the appropriate damage stat, then I recommend bringing Raven and a 200 magic guest dragon for their powerful energy attacks. If you bring guests, I'd also recommend investing in charisma to increase your EXP and gold gains. If you can't kill Voltabolt in a single turn cycle, even with guests, an alternative EXP farm with comparable speed is the Book 3 Zombie Hydra, which you can access by talking to Sir Pent by the bridge connecting Oaklore and Falcon Reach. As the name suggests, this quest involves killing 3 heads of a zombie Hydra. As with Voltabolt's robots, this enemy drops a ton of EXP. In fact, the EXP hits the quest cap of 15,000 by level 58, even without X boosts. In addition, this enemy is an elemental, just like Voltabolt, meaning you can increase your damage to it via Excellence or Sun God. However, unlike Voltabolt, the zombie Hydra heads have significantly less HP, combined with a whopping -300 resistance to both fire and energy, making them far easier to kill. Simply bring any class with a powerful and fast turn 1 multi, equip an energy weapon or a fire weapon, and then click said multi-attack. You can then mop up any survivors with a pet dragon or guest if needed. As with Voltabolt, I'd recommend you bring Raven and invest spare points into Charisma. The unskippable cutscene does mean that you have to do a lot more clicking for each kill, and the quests drop significantly less gold than Voltabolt. However, for players who can't one-cycle Voltabolt, Book 3 Zombie Hydra provides an alternative farming spot that gives a comparable amount of EXP per hour, easily over 3 million at higher levels. Thanks for watching this guide to EXP farming. Did I miss your favorite EXP farming spot? What are your favorite tips and tricks for grinding EXP? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. If you have enough EXP and want to farm gold, check out the linked gold farming guide in the description. As always, thanks again for watching, and good luck.